Hi Ryan, Rwalker200. I am answering a video you did on March 20th. And you had several questions, and I said I was going to answer it in a video, and I didn't. First of all, guys, I got to tell you, every single time you see me sitting in the same spot. I have got to get myself a camcorder. It has to be very boring for you guys. It's kind of getting there to me. I look at my videos, and I'm sitting in the same spot. Okay, here we go. Your first question was, who do you look up to? And it couldn't be a movie star or somebody famous. And in my case, it was my father. He was the kind of man who was extremely strong, type A personality, but was very loving. And there was like nothing he wouldn't do for me. And now I had a sister who was 10 years younger than me, so that when I was 17 and she was 7, she and I didn't have too much in common. I wanted to be on the phone with my boyfriends, and she wanted to talk to me, and it was like, Ma, get her out of here. Of course, that changed as we got older, but he used to always say to me, one of the things he used to say to me is, family is the most important thing in the world, no matter what, even if you hate each other at the moment. And that really stuck. It is the most important thing in the world to me. And then your next question was, what do you want to be when you grow up, or what did you want to be when you were younger? Well, I was a kid of the 60s, and we still had that old-fashioned view of women became moms, and that was like what I wanted to do, besides protesting all over the place. But I also wanted to be a doctor, and I wanted to be a teacher. Now, the doctor thing was kind of out, because I was lousy in math, but medicine still fascinates me, and I'll watch anything on the Discovery Channel. And if it's an operation, which they show from time to time, I'm watching. Most people could leave. My husband can't take it. He'll leave the room. As far as being a teacher, I never became a teacher, but I really believe, and I've always believed this about myself, that I'm like an old soul. I had certain wisdom, maybe that was further older than my years, even when I was a kid. I kind of understood things more than other people, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm really not. So I used to take kids under my wing when my children were little, and if they had problems with their parents, or that was like my thing. I was their protector, or I was the one they came to. I was the one that they would like to hang out with and tell their problems to. So yeah, I guess being a teacher. But it was your last question that got to me. What event in your life had the most effect on you? I have 2 events, and of course it has to be the birth of both my girls, who are 17 months apart. Picture me with 2 kids in diapers, at the same time. It was cool. And then the other one is just a year ago. One of my daughters married a man who I really was not happy about. He was an alcoholic. He was abusive to her. She has a little boy, my grandson, who I absolutely adore. But I always kept it to myself, and she knew how I felt about him. And I always knew that deep down there was good in him. I always was trying to help him. He didn't want the help. An alcoholic is an alcoholic until you are ready to make a change. Well, a year ago, not even a year ago, in July, he was in a very bad accident. He was on his motorcycle going 80 miles an hour on the interstate and hit a car and was thrown 200 feet. He had a closed head injury, which would probably have killed him. He had a C1 fracture in his neck, which is the same injury that happened to Christopher Reeve that paralyzed him. Every bone in his body was broken. He was airlifted to the closest hospital. And I spent the next 4 months in the hospital with my daughter, my husband, my children. There were tubes coming out of him from every side, and my heart just broke for him, even though I was not happy, still not happy with him. When he finally woke up, the doctors didn't even know if he could speak. They didn't know what would happen when he woke up, or even if he would wake up. They didn't know if he would be paralyzed or if he could speak or not speak. It was very hairy there for a while. Well, he finally woke up from the coma, and he did it slowly, but the first person that he really spoke to was me, which was surprising because he knew how I felt about him. And he looked straight in my eyes and said, slowly, because he couldn't get his words out really well, was, "I'm never taking a drink for the rest of my life again." That surprised me. Well, to make a very long story short, that all of this time has passed. He has not taken a drink. He's gotten his life back. He's completely healed. He's got his job back. He's driving. The doctors cannot believe the recovery of this man. And I learned from out of a terrible tragedy like this, sometimes, you can get a silver lining. And we really thought that we were going to plan for a funeral for those first couple of days. So, yeah, that's the answer to my questions and to your question, Ryan. And I'm sorry I took so long to get to you, but that's it. Thanks for asking them. Bye.